Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Bursky, and today we're going to be discussing integrating XRPL to cloud-based invoice accounting platforms. And the idea is how you can bring a small to mid-sized business into the XRPL ecosystem through interoperability of cloud-based invoice accounting platforms. What does that even mean? Well, we'll get into that in a second. And I put this illustration here, and basically you can see there's like a bridge. And this bridge has in the middle of it a puzzle piece. And that puzzle piece is what I'm trying to be working on. That's the concept that you're going to be hearing about. So the first page is about me, just so you can have a quick idea of my mindset, so you understand what this project is about and where I come from. Jeremy Bursky, that was the name they gave me when I was a child and I came into the earth, and I'm just very grateful to be here. Full stack JavaScript developer. I decided to write my project in JavaScript because that's what I enjoy working with. There's many languages you can choose. This is what I use for all kinds of different projects. San Diego, California, that's where I live, and I came here today to see everybody, and I'm super happy that I'm here again. My wife and I, we just had a baby boy.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. And again, if you're a father, big shout out to you, because that's awesome. And yeah, and I love to tinker, build, break stuff, and most importantly, I'm always trying to continue to learn. And with the XRPL, there's so many things that you can try to figure out with it, and it's continually evolving. And all kinds of people are doing great stuff with the XRPL, but there's a lot to unpack with the XRP ledger. So I'm going slowly through it. Dog in the picture, his name is Bodhi. If you're into dogs, he's a Parson Russell Terrier. Okay, how did I get here? So in 2021, there was a project that I decided to do, which was called XR Phone. And XR Phone was just my first introduction into actually trying to experiment with the different sorts of JavaScript-oriented libraries and documentations and all the materials that exist out there. It was inviting because there is stuff there for JavaScript developers. There's a few other things for other types of languages, but since I'm a JavaScript-minded person, I was like, I'm going to try to do something. Entered the hackathon. Luckily, I got second place, which I was super happy to have had happen. That brings us to after the hackathon. After there was this grants program that was beginning, or had already started. They had done the wave 1, and then the wave 2, and then now they're on to wave 4. And it's super incredible. If there's any developers here, if you're not doing the grants program or the hackathons, I strongly suggest that you get involved because it's just a really great way to learn. If you get a prize, cool. If you don't, it doesn't matter. If you're able to get a grant, great. If you don't, it's all good. What's mattering is that you're trying to experiment with all this very novel technology. Let's get into the actual kind of nuts and bolts of the project. What is XR Phone? It's about paying invoices with XRP. Why do you want to do that? Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars, you may have seen him. Many people like Star Wars. I love that movie. I love the movies, the series. He says, how can I accept the virtual currency XRP from my customers while also keeping my system, or I should say, my invoice accounting platform synchronized? This is a very important thing. Today, there's many merchants that either already have an invoice accounting system or they want to go and have one. They need this for their business, because if I am a business and I have products and services and I want to send an invoice to somebody for them to pay it, well, they can pay right now with maybe credit card, they can pay with check. There's different ways they can pay. If they want to pay with XRP, there needs to be a seamless, very easy way for the transactions to go through the XRP ledger and automatically update the associated invoice within their invoice accounting platform. This is extremely important. If it's a super tiny business that's maybe just doing a couple sales here and there, This is probably not necessary for them because they can go manually into the system and they can go and update the invoice and say, yeah, John Doe paid me a couple XRP for this invoice. That's fine. But if you're starting to do like volume, like sales, you need it to be automated. If you want to make XRP something that can be used for the regular person, the regular small to mid-sized business, the freelancer, the whoever, you need a way to create an integration. There are many different products available for people to use in 2022. You have QuickBooks Online, you have FreshBooks, you have Xero, and there's many, many other ones you can use. However, as of now, there's really no way to easily update these without you manually going into those systems if you want to receive a virtual currency like XRP. These three happen to be the three that I've already written integrations into XR Phone. So this means that the XR Phone system will allow businesses to use these to update their invoices and receive payments with XRP. For the developers out there, the current tech stack, what does that mean? I'm going to try to keep it basic, but basically, and this is kind of for the JavaScript-minded people. If there's any JavaScript developers in this audience, a lot of these things you might have already seen, and you might be already using them. But in a nutshell, my mentality is what's called JavaScript everywhere. JavaScript everywhere means that I can use the same language to write the applications that you see, the user interfaces that you interact with through the web browser, through the Sum Wallet X app, but at the same time I can also use it for the back end, which is where the API exists. That's where we are able to persist the data to the databases. That's where we're able to go and send transactions to people's Sum wallets. That's where we're able to do all that magic. Express.js, this is like what you call an unopinionated, minimalistic web framework that you can build like APIs, REST APIs. Twilio, this is like a system that provides all kinds of voice over IP cloud-based solutions that I'm using for programmable voice. I'm using it for this thing called Autopilot, which enables for interactive voice response. That's what you hear when you call a telephone number and they say, press 1 to do this, press 2, press 3 to do that. You keep hearing these things and you can talk into it, you can do keypad entries. This is a library that allows you to interface with those systems. XRPL Labs, Sum SDK. You have the wallet, the self-custody wallet. If you want to be able to send stuff to that wallet, like notifications or different sorts of things like this library is helpful. XRP Labs Foundation, XRPL.js. This is a great library that allows you to basically interact with the XRP ledger using JavaScript. That's what we're using for this. Supabase. This is a really cool, what you call zero configuration, real-time PostgreSQL database engine that I've chosen for now for persisting what you call the account details. There's a variety of different database persistence that you can use. This is what I chose to use. Let me go back here. Okay, I know we're running low on time, so this is a quick high-level architectural diagram I put together. If we're looking at it from a bird's eye view, basically, all that I want you guys to look at is in the top center, we have an inbound caller with the Sum wallet. This is a person who already set up a XR Phone customer account. We have Twilio API. This is like a toll-free number that I control, that if somebody calls that number, it's automatically going to allow for us to do the collection. What is the collection? Somebody punches in the telephone merchant number of a particular XR Phone merchant, a business, I need to pay an invoice. They punch in the invoice number. What's the invoice number? And finally, they're going to go and basically, we're going to look to see if that merchant has already linked up with like one of those supported integrations I spoke about earlier. There's a lookup and there's a payment. There's a bunch of other stuff on here, but it won't really matter for the talk. Despite the project having the word phone in it, XR Phone, that is not to be mistaken that it's only siloed to phone. It's not. What I've done is I built an invoice accounting bridge. What does that mean? It means that all the integrations I'm doing with the invoice part, the QuickBooks, the FreshBooks, all of this, we can send, for example, links that people can click on, customers, and then they can go and make a payment, and it will automatically update the system. So it's not just based on the phone. Person, if you're a merchant, you're a business, you punch in your phone number, you verify it via SMS. You put in your XRP ledger address. If you're on a centralized exchange like Uphold or like KuCoin, you can just put that little checkbox under there. It says account on CEX, pop in a destination tag, and you're ready to go down to the next step, which is the most important step, which is the step that is really the whole gist of the whole talk, which is picking a integration. Okay, these are 3 that are currently supported. This utilizes the standard OAuth flow, and the OAuth flow essentially is how we're able to get the necessary security access token, refresh tokens from a merchant to grant XR phone access, and that's needed so we can do invoice lookups and invoice payments when a transaction is being conducted. Let's try a quick video. I'm going to try to full screen this. This is the original video from the hackathon done in 2021. Some people already might have seen this video. If you haven't, cool. If you have, well, hopefully you'll enjoy it again.
So I just got this envelope in the mail, and what's cool was that at the bottom it says I can pay with XRP. So let's try this out. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to punch in this number here that it says to call. Okay, I think that's good. Let's try this.
Hello, welcome to XRP Phone, the fast and easy way to pay invoices using Ripple XRP. Please enter the merchant's XRP phone number, including the country and area code, followed by the #. Okay, got it. Please enter the invoice number followed by #key. The current outstanding balance for this invoice is $1,249.50. Please enter the amount you will be paying followed by the #. For decimal point, please use the $sign. I just sent you a wallet payment request for the invoice in the amount of 488.91 XRP. Please note, the current market rate is 0.92 XRP per US dollar. If you wait to accept the wallet request, the XRP value may adjust due to current market rate. Thank you for using XR Phone. Have a great day. Goodbye.
Okay, so that's cool, but what really matters, what you don't see in that video, is that the actual merchant side, that's what's really important to understand. That's cool, you make a payment through a phone, cool. This is more important, which is that the business doesn't have to now concern themselves with updating the invoice. The outstanding balance has automatically been updated for a payment, which you can see in this screenshot. This is QuickBooks Online. It was applied with XRP, which is very cool. Also, it shows that the XRPL transaction ID is there. That's the on-ledger transaction ID that someone could look up if you're a merchant to make sure that the transaction truly was successful. As I said before, it's not only siloed to the phone. So here's an example of something I've been experimenting with. A POC stands for proof of concept. This is just stuff I've been playing with. So what this is that it's a Chrome extension for merchants. It creates a additional capability on top of the existing QuickBooks Online web interface. So you can see here that if the person in the picture behind clicks a little drop down, it says share XR phone link. My little tool adds that to the screen. And when you tap that, you just can then SMS the link, email it, whatever. The person on the customer side on the very right, it shows the invoice. They simply just put in how much they want, pay with some, and then the transaction is settled on the XRPL, but more importantly, the invoice is updated on the invoice. Just to conclude, custom applications, if you're a developer, I'm building out a whole thing where you can have your own external invoice accounting database system plug into XR Phone. That's very important if you want to basically have added integrations. This is a quick screenshot. This is how you add the app. This is how you get the credentials for the app. This is what happens when you send requests to the system so that we're able to track those things. And finally, this is alpha, okay? None of this stuff I'm showing you is available for you to download right now because it's sandboxed. I'm super amped on this, docs.xrphone.app, more details. Everybody, thank you. This is a global thing.